Hi everyone. Very good evening, good afternoon, good morning to you all joining from different parts of the world. And I'm Rasha Khan. I'm your host for today's this program review webinar by Caltech CDMA. And looking forward to hosting you folks here and helping you out, with queries you might have for our speaker. And we'll be starting the free program review shortly. Meanwhile, I'm just putting down my introduction on the chat here. So once again, I'm Rasha Khan and I'm joining all the way from Bangalore, India. Would love to know where are you joining us from. You can drop us a hello on the chat with your name and where are you tuning in from. As this is a global webinar, you'll be seeing a lot of people joining from different parts of the world. That makes it pretty interesting that you get to interact with a lot of people coming from different countries, different places, and before we start the session, why not network a bit, right? So let's get to know our fellow attendees here. And I see we have already started getting a few introductions on the chat. That's great. And also we are streaming live on a YouTube channel as well. Let me also quickly check our YouTube channel as well. So I see a lot of folks who have joined us there as well. You guys can also put on introductions on the YouTube live chat box. Awesome, awesome. I see plenty of introductions on the chat have already started coming in. So I see Levi has joined us from Nicaragua, Amos has joined us from Kenya, Lee from Vancouver, Rashid from Algeria, Ahmed from Canada, Abdul from Saudi, and a lot more introductions coming in on the chat box. So folks who have just joined us, we are just starting the free program review. Today we'll be talking about how you can ignite your DevOps potential and succeed in the tech sector with the Caltech CDMA postgraduate program in DevOps. So moving on, while you're giving amazing introductions on the chat, let me just quickly take you through the ground rules we have here. So these ground rules are to make sure that you have a good experience, you have an amazing experience. So I'll just take you through these ground rules very quickly before we start the session. So if in case you have any question for our speaker, you can put down your questions in the Q&A box. Now Q&A box is different from the chat box. So right now on the webinar chat box, you can see your amazing introductions here, and Q&A box is just beside that. So make sure to do that because usually we get a lot of messages on the chat box and it's really hard for a speaker to go and check out the queries, and we would love to address all of your queries and help you out in any way possible. And also the session is being recorded in case you want to go through the recording of the session. In case you miss anything, you can expect a follow-up email from us with the recording link. And for the webinar certificate for attending this webinar, for that, you will have to request a proof of attendance by entering your full name in the post-webinar survey on Zoom. So this session is 60 minutes long. It is packed with the program preview insights of the Caltech CDMA PGP program in DevOps we'll be covering today. And after that, once the session ends in 60 minutes, you will get a pop-up immediately by Zoom, which will have 3 simple, easy questions. First of all, how was the presentation? Second, what name would you like to see on the webinar certificate? Just write down your full name there. And then if you have any feedback, you can share a feedback as well. If you would like to see different topics covered, or you might have any feedback for a webinar as well. So please do that. That definitely helps us, with improving our webinar experience for you folks to make sure you have a value-adding experience when you come with these webinars. Also, this program is powered by Simplilearn, world's #1 online bootcamp. We have been in the digital skills training space for almost a decade now, and more than a decade, I must say. And we have transformed lives and empowering people. We have these digital skills. We'll be talking about the DevOps skill today. And we have advanced over 5 lakh plus careers in over 150 plus countries. And we have 800 qualified trainers who do this amazing job, in basically, teaching the learners here and making them exceptionally well in these categories we covered. Moving on to the agenda of today's session. The first agenda of today's session, which is not mentioned here, but I'll just highlight that the first agenda is about you, getting to know about you, how we can help you out in your DevOps career better. So you are the most important agenda here. Now we start with the agendas on the slide here. The first one here is why DevOps, why you should choose DevOps. And then second one, what exactly this program, the Caltech CDMA postgraduate program in DevOps offers, how this program is different from other programs, what makes this program effective, and the past learners and the success stories. We have a lot of past learners and the success stories and a live video also to show you as well. And also, we'll, based on the interest you share towards enrollment, we'll be sharing with you the enrollment steps very quickly and the program fee, program upcoming cohort there. And also, I'll be showcasing you the program page as well and sharing the more details about the program, syllabus you will want to look for. And also, you'll be getting all these details over mail as well. And also during the program preview, we also will be taking the learning environment of the program where you get access to, all these details once you take up this program. How does this look like? And then towards the end, we have the Q&A. So Q&A is towards the end. So you get enough time to, put down your questions in the Q&A box and we'll address it towards the end. But in case the speaker gets time in between, we definitely will be taking questions from the Q&A box for sure. So please, make sure that you have your questions ready. I'm pretty sure you're here because you are curious and you have a lot of questions. So please, even if it's a silly question, please don't hesitate. Please do that. And we'll try to address, all of your queries by the end of the webinar. I see one question here that is this a live webinar available after WhatsApp's recording? Yes, it is available. I just mentioned that you will be getting a recording even after the webinar. In case you miss anything, you can go through the recording of the session once again. You can expect a follow-up email from us. Now, I would like to introduce you to our expert speaker, Dr. Purushottam Asudani. Dr. Purushottam here is the Assistant Professor for IT Department in Sri Ramadeva College of Engineering and Management, Rampur. And he specializes in cloud computing, Microsoft Azure, AWS, and operating systems. He's also a Google Scholar Corporate Trainer, Microsoft Certified Trainer, AWS, and 3x AWS Certified Trainer, Microsoft Azure Certified Trainer. So, Dr. Purushottam, a very good evening to you. Welcome to the free program preview session. I'm pretty sure, I always tell you that, the skills and experience which is mentioned here, it does not cover the kind of skills and experience you come from. So I'm pretty sure the attendees would love to know about you from you as well.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks a lot, Rasha, first of all, for inviting me to the session. Yes, and hello, everyone. A very good evening and a good morning to everyone, those who are in different time zones as well, guys. So I'm Purushottam, and yeah, thanks, Rasha, for the kind introduction. So I would like to add a bit more points here. Apart from this, I've done my research in cloud computing, my PhD in resource scheduling in cloud from VIT Vellore. And I have been associated with Caltech University and many IITs like IIT Kanpur, IIT Guwahati for delivering their cloud computing programs and the DevOps program as well. I have delivered multiple corporate trainings with multiple multinational companies, just to name a few like Tieto, Capgemini, Mercedes-Benz, R&D clients, Vodafone UK, Tevri Africa, TCS, Cisco, PNB MetLife. There are many more for DevOps and DevOps on Cloud, DevOps on AWS and Azure and AWS Solutions Architect, Azure Solutions Architect level trainings as well. Yeah, guys, so this is in short about me, right? So thanks for inviting me here. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Dr. Purushottam, for your introduction. We will be moving on towards the next slide here, which is basically about you, and we will getting to know a little bit about you. And it's always interesting to see, people joining from different countries and they come from different set of experiences. And this poll is just to get to know, what kind of experience you folks have, who have joined us. So this also gives our speaker an idea of, how to tailor his responses according to the audience who have joined us. So this is just a quick poll we're doing. I'll just keep it live for a few seconds, which I see that you have already started voting in. That's great, but let's give it 10 seconds more for the folks who are still busy responding to it. I see a lot of folks have joined on our YouTube live channel as well. So welcome everyone there as well. We will be paying attention to the YouTube live chat box as well. So in case you have any questions, the YouTube live chat box is open. This is only for folks who have joined us on YouTube live, not for folks on Zoom. So you can let us know in case you have any questions about the program, about DevOps in general, you can let us know on the chat box, and we'll try to take your questions whenever the speaker gets time. So thank you so much. Also, I saw a lot of you folks have joined in, just recently. So in case you have missed the ground rules here, I'll keep nudging about them on the chat box. So please don't worry, you have not missed anything. So I'll nudge about things on the chat as well, just to make sure, that you are aware of what's going on. Awesome. Last 5 seconds for the poll here, folks. How many years of experience do you currently have? 4 quick options here. You can choose the one the most suitable to you. Awesome. For last 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let me end the poll and also share the results with you folks. Let's see what have you voted for. So I see that 55% of you have 0 to 2 years of experience, and 16% of you have 2 to 5 years of experience. Another 16% of you have 5 to 10 years of experience, and 13% of you have more than 10 years of experience. That's interesting. We've gotten a lot of experienced professionals here. So thank you so much for sharing that with us. Now moving on with our first agenda of today's session, why choose DevOps? Starting with how DevOps is transforming software. So Purushottam, over to you.
Yeah. So see, guys, DevOps, how is it transforming the software? So see, basically, DevOps is something that talks about automation, okay, as we all know. So it's all about automating the activities, and that is how we do it with DevOps. So DevOps integrates software development and IT operations for shorter software development life cycles, continuous delivery, and high software quality. Guys, I would like to give you an example here. I would like to just give you an example here. Okay. Gone are the days, guys. I mean, when we used to follow the waterfall model of deployment. Okay. So basically, during the previous days, we used to follow the waterfall model of deployment, in which what used to happen is that client would submit the complete request for a particular software, and the developer would take it up and would build the complete software and will deliver it to the client, correct? And then if there are any changes to be done to that software, then the entire process had to be repeated. Okay. So, but then the times have changed, and now we do follow the agile model of deployment, because what used to happen in waterfall model is that there were a lot of things that had to be redone, like the entire software that was delivered to the client. If the client was not happy with it, we had to do all the things again and again. Okay. So that is something that we overcame with the help of agile model of deployment. So in agile model, we deliver the software in small chunks, in small modules, and after getting the client's approval, we then go and we build the other modules. So now the point is that how would we do this process? Because in this process, what happens is the compilation of the code, the deployment, the testing, all has to happen again and again for every module. So if this activity can be automated, that is automatic compilation, testing, deployment, okay, so that can help, and that is something that we can achieve with the help of DevOps tools. Okay, so that's why they say that DevOps is transforming the software. It integrates with software development. It performs your auto compilation, testing, deployment of the software as and when there are any changes to the software. So automatic compilation, testing, and deployment of that happens with the help of DevOps tools. Okay, so that is what you do achieve with the DevOps, and that is a great and big advantage of using DevOps in your software. Okay. And that's why, guys, I would say that the DevOps market is over 4 billion and it is $4 billion, and it is expected to reach 12.9 billion by 2025. Okay, fine. Even LinkedIn lists that 176,800 DevOps job openings would be there as in worldwide as of are there by from Feb 2021. Okay. So yeah, so it's a great place to be in. Yes.
Thank you so much, Dr. Purushottam, for sharing with us about DevOps, and also as the demand is soaring, so are the salaries being a very important factor for becoming a DevOps master here. So we have seen an industry growth of over 24.7 CAGR in the total DevOps market through 2026. And also the annual salary of DevOps professionals in the US. This is a source from Glassdoor. It starts with a minimum of $72K dollars to an average of $100K dollars, and goes up to a maximum of $146K dollars annually. And again, these are just an average number. It can be much more than this also, just to give you that source. Also, the hiring companies, the top hiring companies for the DevOps professionals are Amazon, Microsoft, Google, Facebook, IBM, Salesforce, Oracle, LinkedIn, Dell. Again, like these are just a few to name. There are like thousands more companies who actually are hiring for the DevOps role in the market. Again, this is a source from Indeed we have gotten. Now, maybe like comparing the how exactly there are plenty of career options, and just a comparison of what's good to have and non-essential for basically these roles here. So maybe Dr. Purushottam, can you help me with these skills required for roles wise, starting with DevOps engineer? As we can see, the annual salary here for a DevOps engineer is $96,760. Again, this is like a source we have gotten. An average salary of lead DevOps engineer goes up till one lakh $14,551. And then a senior DevOps engineer, can earn up to $1,20,128. So here, these are the skills required, and now we'll be talking about what are the skills which are job critical to have, which are marked in yellow, and then in blue, like what are good to have for these particular roles, and also in gray, which are not essential for that particular role. So yeah.
Correct. Yeah. So see, basically, if you want to be a DevOps engineer, okay. So if you want to be a DevOps engineer, guys, so the job critical skills or the max that you want is continuous integration. So continuous integration means you are integrating the different parts of your software. Okay. So continuous integration is the essential skill that you want if you want to become a DevOps engineer. And rather, this continuous integration skill is required if you want to be a DevOps engineer or lead DevOps engineer or even senior DevOps engineer as well. Correct? So, yeah. Okay, sure. Yeah. So, fine. So, continuous integration and continuous delivery is something that is very much required if you want to become a DevOps engineer. Okay, and that is something that is very much required. And see, DevOps methodology is something that one should always follow. Okay, and that's why that is a essential skill with the lead DevOps engineer or senior DevOps engineer. So these are the skills. So you should be having DevOps methodology, then continuous integration, continuous delivery, and continuous delivery can be automated, as I said, with DevOps tools like Jenkins, Terraform, and stuff. Okay, then for configuration management, you can have other good tools like you have Terraform in AWS, you have CloudFormation in Azure. Cloud platform, like because in cloud platform also you have DevOps tools. So in AWS you have CloudFormation, in Azure you have ARM templates, and in Oracle otherwise you have Terraform, correct? So which can be used as infrastructure as a code, wherein you can express your deployments in the form of code. You can write code to create your resources, correct? And that is how you can build your software. Okay. Then of course containerization is a very important skill. Okay, so basically in containerization you create the containers, the Docker containers. So they are nothing but, I mean, I cannot get into the details of containers, but just to tell you in short, so containers are like you can say lightweight virtual machines also. I mean, it is not basically a virtual machine, but you can say it's a lightweight compute service because virtual machines are heavyweight. They have complete copy of the OS, whereas containers are lightweight. They have the only the small part of the OS, not the complete part of the OS, correct? So, yeah. So you can create Docker containers and you can do the orchestration of them with container orchestration like Kubernetes and other stuff. Okay. So that is there. And when I talk about DevOps on cloud, so of course that is also very much required because guys, when you talk about DevOps, so it is not just in the on-premises, but even in the cloud platform, it is there, and cloud is in thing. So DevOps in cloud is very much supported. It is very much required by the organizations. So whatever the services, the tools that you have for DevOps in your on-premises, like Jenkins, Terraform, and so on, okay, you have the solutions, the services for those in cloud also, correct? So like you have code commit as in like for GitHub here, then you have code deploy as in and you have code build like Jenkins here. Okay, so you should be good in those as well. And source code, source control repository, like you have GitHub, you have in AWS at code commit, which is the source control a repository where you can put your code, push your code, and then from there the code can be pulled and can be deployed on the compute instances for them to run. Okay, so yeah, so that is there. Yes, so these are all the fields and I mean the skills that are required by a DevOps professional. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Dr. Purushottam, for giving us these comparison of skills required for these DevOps roles. I think we've just gotten one comment on the sound from your end. Maybe it's going a little up and down, so maybe you can just
Is
check
it?
that once. Yeah,
Okay, sure.
sound is okay. It's the volume is going a little up and down sometimes. That's all.
Is it? Okay, fine. I'll just check maybe with my mic.
So you can check it out. Meanwhile, let me just
Yeah.
quickly ask our attendees here. So now that we have talked about DevOps, what exactly is DevOps, and what are the skills required for these different roles, and how exactly these roles are also are very much demanding. And we have talked about the skills required. So what exactly is stopping you from becoming a DevOps master here? So we would love to know. I've just launched a poll. This one is a multiple choice poll. You can select multiple options because there can be multiple concerns, right? When it comes to pursuing a career in DevOps or, basically becoming an expert here, master here in DevOps. So these are four quick options here. I'm just reading all these options for you as I can see that you have already started voting it. So the first one here is I can't find a program with a fully comprehensive curriculum. Second one, I wouldn't get the practical exposure I need to become job ready. And the third one, I find it difficult to learn from pre-recorded videos. And the fourth one, my work schedule won't allow me enough time to learn. So let's give it like 10-15 seconds more because I see most of you have responded, but I think I would like to give 10-15 seconds more for folks who are still thinking about it. And also, folks, I totally understand that these options do not cover your challenges. You might be facing when it comes to becoming a DevOps master. The Q&A box is open for you. Our expert, Dr. Purushottam, will be looking into the Q&A box and taking up questions, whenever time allows in between. But we have a Q&A session, towards the end, just to make sure we address all of the queries there. So just make sure that questions are related to DevOps and general and also the program, which will be introducing pretty soon. Awesome. Last 5 seconds for the poll here, folks. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let me end the poll and also share the results with you folks. Also, these answers really help us, the options which you have chosen really helps us in, the program review, which we'll be covering next by Caltech CTME. What queries you have, and, we can highlight those parts, of the program for you as well. So that will be very beneficial for you as well. So let's just see, like, what have you voted for very quickly before we move on to program review. So I see 49% votes are for I wouldn't get the practical exposure I need to become job ready. And 36% is for I see that I can't find a program with the fully comprehensive curriculum. And 38% of you have given votes for my work schedule won't allow me enough time for learning. And 23% votes are for I find it difficult to learn from pre-recorded videos. So thank you so much for sharing that with us. And I see the Q&A boxes, getting filled up with a lot of interesting questions. So this is a really good time to go and put down your questions in the Q&A box. Now, let me just quickly introduce you to the Caltech CDME's postgraduate program in DevOps. So we'll be talking a lot in detail about this program. So this program comes with an industry-aligned learning path, and we'll be talking about how the learning paths look like, what exactly happens in the program, what do you learn step by step. We'll be talking more about that. We will be also showcasing, I think the highest number of votes you have gotten for from you is I wouldn't get the practical exposure. I need to become job ready. So for that, we actually have a lot of integrated labs, which will give you hands-on experience. We have capstone projects you can work on to build your portfolio. They mimic real life experience, which you can showcase to your future employers. We'll be talking more about that in detail. And also the interaction here. So I think we have gotten few votes for pre-recorded videos, right? You wouldn't want pre-recorded videos. So we have live interaction here with the instructor and also your fellow students peers. Interestingly, this is a global program. So you'll be seeing a lot of people joining from different countries. So it makes it a very, very diverse, student crowd there who actually join these programs. And also the program duration for this one is 9 months. And as we saw that a lot of you are working professionals, you might have already commitments. So you can just give 5 to 10 hours per week to basically complete this program. That makes it very flexible to fit your lifestyle and schedule. And also we have a collaboration with our partner IBM here. We'll be talking more about what exactly IBM does in this collaboration. What exactly do you get out of it in the upcoming slides? So let's move on to what exactly does this program offer. So talking about the program benefits and offering, just to give you an overview before we start. So with this, you'll be getting a Caltech CDMA postgraduate program certification, which I'll be showing you pretty soon. The certificate, how does it look like? And industry recognized Simplilearn course certificates as well. Also, it takes high live interaction with 250 hours of applied learning, online learning with industry experts, and also master classes from Caltech CDMA. 20 plus hands-on projects on integrate labs, and you get to be a part of the Caltech CTMA Circle membership. So here you will be having a diverse global group of folks who will be part of this circle membership, and you will still have this membership, alumni membership even after the program. Also, capstone projects in 3 different domains. So, we'll be talking about in the upcoming slides what exactly, first of all, a capstone project is and how exactly does it help you, right? And also, you'll be receiving up to 25 CUs from the Caltech CTME, that is equivalent to 250 hours of learning credits. Moving on to the Caltech CTME advantage here. So the California Institute of Technology is a 130-year-old institution, and it consistently ranks in top 5, top US universities. And the postgraduate program here from Caltech CTMA gives you that Caltech CTMA certificates, master classes with Caltech CTMA faculty, and you get access to the Caltech Circle Association and also the 250 CEOs, from Caltech, which I mentioned. Also having a Caltech CTMA on your CV will definitely, amp up your profile, your portfolio, and it is recognized worldwide as an accomplishment. Moving on to how this program is different. How exactly this program is different, what is the learning path, how it gets you job ready, how it is industry aligned. We'll be talking more about that. So Dr. Purushottam, over to you. Let's start with the learning path here, the first learning path here.
Yeah, sure. So, see, basically, how this program is different. So, you basically start with first of all the DevOps certification training. Okay, so in this you get to know about the introduction, overview, and preparation. That is what it lets you get into. Then after that you would be given so see, basically on this first one you would just be given the introduction, overview, and preparation of the DevOps training. Okay, so you would be introduced with the DevOps concepts and the tools, and then you start with the Git and GitHub training. So Git and GitHub are nothing but the source control repositories which can be used to store your data. Okay, and these are the like GitHub is the remote repository where you store your data, and then from there you can just pull the data, and then you can deploy it on your, let's say, compute services, let's say your servers, and get it executed. So you will learn basics of Git version control system, understand and use the Git workflow. You will get to know about the commands, as in how you can pull the data, the Git commands, how you can pull and push the data from and into the GitHub repository. correct? So yeah, that is something that can be really useful. Okay, and that you will learn in this course. And then you start with the DCA training, that is the Docker Certified Associate training. Okay, rather than, yeah, and before that also, I mean, uh, you will also, I mean, yeah, you will go with the Docker certified training, but then before that you will actually go with the CI/CD pipeline with Jenkins also. Okay, so see, in Docker certified associate training, you will learn about the Docker technologies. Now, Docker is basically a what it is. It is nothing but a company that provides use SDKs to create your Docker containers. Okay, and it also provides you a runtime, that is Docker runtime, that can be used, or that can help you to create the Docker containers. Okay, so basically you can create containers, and containers are like your lightweight servers. Okay, which do not contain the full copy of the operating system, but only the lightweight version of the OS. Okay, and the point is that in Docker certified associate training, you will learn about Docker Hub, Docker Swarm, Docker File, Docker containers, and Docker images, all these things, plus Docker storage. Okay, so you will learn about the Docker images as well, and how you can store them in the repository as well. So all this thing you would learn in the Docker certified associate training, correct? And then see, when you learn about Docker, so it's about like you will have to deploy it in your production environment, correct? So basically, when we talk about Docker containers, so they work in an isolated environment. So whatever the application you are running in your Docker containers, they work isolatedly from one another. So two Docker containers would run isolation. Okay, but then there may be times when you want to communicate those two Docker containers. I'll give you a simple example. Let's say if in one of your Docker containers you are running a front-end application, a web app, and in the another Docker container you are running a database, a back-end application, correct? So then you would like the communication between these two container applications, these two Docker containers. So that is something that you can achieve with container orchestration. Okay, that is the next one. Okay, plus apart from that, you would like to automatically scale the number of container instances, your application instances. Okay, I'll just give you an example. Let's say if you are uh, let's say uh, an organization which is dealing with online websites, let's say Amazon, Flipkart. Okay, so during their sale days, the traffic on their website is not the same. It shoots up. Okay, so let's say if this website Amazon.com is running on hypothetically 100 instances. So during the sale day, the traffic on this website shoots up. Okay, and all those 100 instances, those Docker instances are 80% utilized. Then you would like to increase the number of Docker, the container instances. So how you can do that automatically? So that you can do that with container orchestration. And when the sale days are off, you would like to reduce the number of container instances as well. Okay, so that you don't have to pay for those additional instances when not required. So that can also be done with container orchestration. And for container orchestration, you have a technology from Google called as Kubernetes. Okay, so Kubernetes is nothing but a tool for container orchestration that is given by Google to you. Okay, so that container orchestration you can achieve with Kubernetes. And basically, container orchestration can help you to communicate the containers with each other in a production environment, and also to automatically scale the number of container instances up and down in an automated fashion. Okay, as and when required. So Kubernetes is not just one player. In fact, for container orchestration, you have other players also. Like you have Docker Swarm from Docker. You have Mesos from Apache, correct? So they are also the container orchestration technology. So in this, you will enhance your Kubernetes skill and overview of etcd, controller, scheduler, kubelet, kubeproxy, pods. So all these are the concepts in Kubernetes. Cannot go into the detail on right now, but yeah, you will understand all these things in this particular course then. And then, of course, you will learn about the server automation and the continuous integration, continuous deployment pipelines, So like I told you already, if you have some code in your GitHub and then you take that code, you compile it, you test it, you deploy it, and then if you make any change to that code, so then you again have to do that compilation, testing, and deployment. So whether manually you have to do it, the answer is no. That can be done in an automated manner, automatically with the help of the CI/CD tools. Okay, like you have Jenkins, Terraform, and stuff. And in cloud also you have alternatives to that, like code build, code deploy, and so on. Yeah, so you will learn about those CI/CD pipeline and those tools as well. So you will learn it with Jenkins here. Then you will go through a course which will teach you on the configuration management with Ansible and Terraform. Again, DevOps tools, wherein you can see how you can write your code and create your software with Terraform. So you'll gain an in-depth understanding of the configuration management concepts of Terraform and Ansible. And guys, after all this, last but not the least, you will go through a capstone project, which will talk on the hands-on and industry relevant project, which will bring together every course into one portfolio worthy capstone. Okay, so based on all the courses knowledge that you must have gone through, you will go through a capstone project, which would be a real-time project that you'll go through, which would mimic the real-time scenarios. Okay, and yeah. So that is something that you'll go at the end, and then you will be eligible to gain the certificate, what you are going for. Yes.
Thank you so much, Dr. Purushottam, for taking us through this learning part of the program in very much detail. We'll be showcasing them how also the live learning environment looks like in the upcoming slides. But before that, let me just quickly share with you the program outcomes here. You will be getting to understand the fundamentals of DevOps engineering technologies, concepts, benefits, and deployment options. You will be able to deliver change requests from customers rapidly and effectively. You also will be able to use the Git version control system to effectively track changes, and you will be able to deliver fast on time to market to your customers. And also, you will be able to learn continuous integrations, continuous stable deployment, and the container ecosystem with tools such as Jenkins and Docker, which Dr. Purushottam has already, given us a detailed information on. And also you get to gain hands-on experience with a wide range of other DevOps tools, including Ansible, SaltStorm, Puppet, Terraform, and many more. And also become a Docker and Kubernetes expert. We have covered in the learning part. Now talking about the tools here. So Dr. Purushottam, as you can see that there are so many tools they get to, master the in-demand tools which you can see on the screen, and also does not cover all the tools, which we have in the program. But maybe we can shed some light on the tools which are very important for someone who wants to become a DevOps master. To start
Yeah.
with.
So yes, so these are some of the very important tools that I mentioned here, which guys you have to be good in. Of course, you would be good in these tools once you go through this program. So these are very important tools for you to become a DevOps master. Like you have Ansible, you have Terraform. As I told you, Terraform is infrastructure as a code, wherein you can write the code and create your software, and then you can automate your deployment. And Jenkins is what? Jenkins is like a compiler. Okay, so it's a compiler. You can say it will build your code. Okay, so once you write your code and you through Terraform and you push it in the repository like GitHub, then you can just pull it from the GitHub and you can just compile it through Jenkins and run it and deploy it on your instances, on your servers, correct? So that is that. And yeah, now what can be the instances? So instances can be your virtual machines, or they can be like lightweight servers also in the form of Docker instances. Okay, as I already told you, and why Docker instances are called as lightweight containers, or how they are the replacement for virtual machines, because virtual machines and Docker containers both can be used to run your code. Both are compute services, but then virtual machines are heavyweight. They have complete copy of the OS, and Dockers are lightweight because they have just a part of the OS, not the complete OS. And because of that, it makes it lightweight in nature, and that's why your applications can run faster onto it, and your applications will be lightweight in nature as well. Okay, and That's why they'll run faster. But then, yeah, it is preferred for microservices, basically, wherein you can break down your monolithic big application into microservices. And of course, for industry grade deployment of your container instances, as I already told you, for making the two container instances to talk to each other, or for auto scaling of your container instances, you can make use of container orchestration like Kubernetes service. So again, very important tool. Okay, and Puppet as well. Yeah, so these are plus many more you will study. So you'll study about all those tools, and which are hotcakes in the market. Let me tell you, yeah, these skills are very much required.
Thank you so much, Dr. Purushottam, for shedding some light on these in-demand DevOps tools here. Also, we have global leaders as program advisors here. Rick Hefner, who's the Caltech CDMA program director, has over 40 years of experience in systems development and has served in academic and industrial and research positions. Matthew Adati is here, who's the program director, specializes in software and systems engineering, DevOps adoption, process automation, and cloud-based implementations. Eugene Lai here is a DevOps consultant who basically is an innovator in IT and process engineering with over 20 years of experience in leading DevOps teams. So the global leaders here from Caltech CTME, they make sure that Simplilearn is delivering to as per standards of Caltech CTME, 100%. So now moving on to what makes this program effective. So in this bootcamp, you'll be learning the right skill for today's top DevOps roles fast. Our live sessions are delivered by leading experts. You get job-ready training via skills-based training, and also applied learning via interactive labs and projects. Also cohort learning with peer collaboration. We have 24/7 learning support available for you in case you face any issues, during the program. Also, you get experience, immersive learning experience. You have live classroom experience. You learn from global practitioner experts. Also, you can perfect your skills with hands-on projects. Also, talking about the projects here. So, starting with what exactly are caption projects and how you can showcase these projects to your future employees. So, these caption projects mimic real-life business scenarios for true experiencing and showcasing your portfolio. The top features here is learners can choose from one project out of three based on their preference. And also the caption project involve real world business requirements with virtual labs for hands-on learning. And also caption projects are really rigorous in nature and provide great example of your work on your portfolio, which you can showcase to your future employer with the portfolio build and upgrade. Now talking about the industry-based projects, with real business implications. Dr. Purushottam, yeah, as we can see, there are so many, industry-based projects, they get to work on apart from the caption one. I think we've gotten a lot of votes in the starting when we did that poll, that how exactly I'll get job ready. Like, that is the most important thing. So how are these industry-based projects, which we have plenty of them in this program, how exactly do they help the learner? How can they take advantage of it?
Yeah, so as already told by you also, and these projects, these capstone projects actually mimic the real world scenarios, the real industry use cases. Okay. So how it will help you to get job ready is if you do these projects, well, these are some of the tasks that you are going to do in any organization if you join in as a DevOps engineer. Correct. So the point is that if you are good in these projects, if you have already done these projects, means you already know how you're going to do this in your company environment, and that is something that is going to help you when you appear for a job interview for a DevOps engineer, okay, or a DevOps professional. So yeah, because that will highlight in your resume, and at the same time you will have the knowledge on the same, so that will reflect in your interview. Correct. So like just to tell you few of these projects that you will go through, you have Dockerizing Jenkins pipeline. Okay. So it will demonstrate the continuous integration and continuous delivery by Dockerizing the Jenkins pipeline. You have deploying Angular application in Docker container. So you'll learn to see, guys, how you deploy your an application in Docker container. Okay. So, I mean, it's just deploying one application, but then if you know how you can deploy this application, you can deploy any application in Docker container. Okay. So that can be really useful. branching the development model. Okay, so you can build a branching model to help your team understand the Git workflow for faster work integration. Okay, so yeah, of course, so that can actually accelerate your performance and your task, and that can give your organization a lot of boost to do the task in much lesser time. Then, of course, you can have architecting Jenkins pipeline for scaling. Okay, so you can architect the Jenkins pipeline for scale, and you can containerize application and scaling its Docker image with DTR. Okay, so here you can you actually deploy a Spring Boot application on Docker for retail company with multiple web applications. So this is like the description is in what you will do in this particular project. Okay, and then social media underlying the infrastructure challenges as well. So here using Kubernetes, that is Docker orchestration tool, you see the complete the features of application scalability by demonstrating how to create a cluster with the auto scale feature. Because see, as I already told you, container orchestration deals with auto scaling also. So you auto scale, increase or decrease the number of container instances here. So how you can do it with Kubernetes, how you can create a cluster, how you can have a master node, the slave nodes, okay. How you can auto scale those slave nodes with the help of this particular application, this particular project, you will see it in working. Okay, and yeah, a lot useful, all these things.
Thank you so much, Dr. Purushottam, for answering my question for the attendees here. I hope that clarifies a lot of questions you might have. How exactly the program gets you job ready. Now moving on to the next slide here, the learning environment of the program. So in the learning environment of the program, we'll be just quickly spending like few minutes. I think we've covered a lot of things in the learning path and how exactly the learning environment looks like, what exactly delivers. So maybe Dr. Purushottam can spend like 2 minutes just to show them what exactly the learning environment looks like when they sign up for the program and run through it. How exactly we can unlock their certificates and all these things.
Yeah, can I just share my screen?
Sure. Yeah. Let me stop sharing my screen.
Thank you.
Yep.
Fine. I hope my screen is visible to all of you.
Yes. We are not able to see the learning environment.
Yeah. Just a second. I'm just bringing it here. I've already opened it. Yeah. Okay. So I hope you can see the learning environment postgraduate program in DevOps. Now, if you get into this, guys, as I said, you will see multiple courses. So they are there. Okay. So welcome class for Caltech PGP in DevOps, then DevOps certification training, Git and GitHub training, CI/CD pipeline with Jenkins. All these courses you go through. Okay, the capstone project at the end you come across, and the electives. So electives are the ones which you can opt for. That is CTME DevOps Masterclass. Okay, if you wish to, you can opt for this. If you don't want to, you may skip this as well. But then if you want, you can just have this enrolled as well for no extra cost. Okay. And yeah, in every program that you can go through, like let's say if I go to one of the programs, I'll just let you know the learning environment. Here you have the self-learning videos, which are the pre-recorded sessions of some good trainer that are already there. Plus there in the live classes, you will see the lecture recordings of your live classes that are there. If you want to revisit them, if you have missed the class or you want to revisit, you can always do that. Then in the assessment part, like every course will have a project. Okay, and out of these projects, multiple projects, you will have to do one of the projects. Will the trainer, the mentor will mentor you in the last class or some class of the course, and plus the assignments are also there here, the assignment test. Okay, so that are there. Plus you have the practice lab tab also, wherein you can perform the labs, and then if you want to achieve gain the certificate, so you will have to like certificate for one particular course. Okay, at the end you would get the postgraduate program certificate for the complete program, but for every course you can get a certificate by fulfilling the criteria of every course. Like here it is mentioned, at least you should have achieved completed 80% or more of the live classes, or 85% of the self-learning videos plus one project, And then once you do that, you will be able to unlock your certificate for every course. Likewise, you can almost do it for all the courses. And then at the end, you would be eligible to unlock your postgraduate program in DevOps certificate as well. Okay. And yeah, so these are all there. Plus in my resources section, you would see the webinars like this going in and other webinars, which you can always attend it from here. Okay. Yeah, so that's there, I think. Yeah. So, that is what you can see it here. Okay, so I hope this is good enough. Yeah.
Yeah,
Asha?
thank you so much, Dr. Purushottam, for taking us through the learning environment. Should I share back my screen?
Yes, yes, sure. I'll just stop sharing.
Thank you. I'll share back
Thank
my
you.
screen.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we just went to the learning environment of the Caltech postgraduate program in DevOps. And moving on to the next slide here, talking about the eligibility and the vehicle. I think we have gotten a few questions about if I'm eligible to take up this program. Also talking about the Q&A, we have gotten some fantastic questions there which we are eager to address. We'll be doing that pretty soon. So this is a really good time. If you have any questions, please go and drop your queries in the Q&A box. The speaker will be checking the Q&A box shortly. So eligibility criteria here are you may have a non-programming background, that is okay. And a bachelor's degree with an average of 50% or higher marks is required. And no work experience is required to take up this postgraduate program. Bachelor's degree, because this is a PG program, so that is a necessity here. Talking about the past learners and their success stories. Interestingly, the previous classes of this PGP program has consisted of learners coming from excellent organizations like Amazon, Microsoft, Ericsson, Dell, JP Morgan Chase, IBM, Accenture, Bosch, just to name a few of them. There are thousands of other companies that normally they only come from these companies, but yeah, like these are ones to highlight from. And also diverse industries like IT, software product, banking, telecommunications, and many more. And also, just to quickly take you through a few of the success stories from thousands of them. Milind Bhakare, who says that he took this PGP in DevOps course in association with Caltech CDMA. And after the course, the company assigned him many DevOps projects, such as the opportunity to configure and maintain the Nexus repository, which is used to store all artifacts for the development team. That definitely is like an upskiller and also helps in grabbing plenty more projects and moving ahead in your company which you're working currently. Chance Grieve shares that the PGP program in DevOps was an incredible blended learning experience designed by Caltech CTME, and he learned how to develop cloud native applications, modernize architectures such as microservices, gain proficiency in agile software engineering operations, and also has earned a DevOps certificate as well from Caltech. Minal Deshmukh here shares that the training was conducted very well. The course content is very informative and the trainer gives sufficient time to explore the lab, which is really helpful for her. And also the trainer has explained the concepts with clarity and provided in-depth details. Dr. Ravi Kumar Chintlapuri shares here that the course helped with expanding his business and increasing his earnings. And after taking the course, he could have added 5 such clients to his portfolio, which increased his revenue. And moreover, he served his clients better with more market insights and in-depth knowledge. And there are plenty more here, like plenty more success stories. I'll be sharing the link towards the program. You can check it out. But before that, let's hear it from the alumni himself, right? So Milind Bhakare will be sharing his own story. Let me just quickly play that for you. Before I start playing it, I want to just test, like, is it audible for you? So I'm just playing it. Just reply as yes or no on the chat that it is audible to you.
I switched my profile.
Yeah, just let me know if it's audible to you. So by yes or no on the chat, that will be helpful. Okay, fine. I start playing now.
I to DevOps recently, but I was lacking in that knowledge for this new role. Simplilearn's postgraduate tools in DevOps in collaboration with Caltech CTM is helping me tremendously to understand things better and also take new assignments in my new role. Thank you, Simplilearn. I am Milind Bhakare. I live in the Silicon Valley and I have more than 20 plus years of experience in IT industry in various roles. In my previous role, I was traveling a lot, meeting up with different customers and delivering infrastructure solutions to them. And I did that for almost 14 years, but I needed a break from traveling job, and I decided to transition into in-house engineering jobs. I was excited to join one of the leading and fastest growing cybersecurity firm in the Bay Area as a principal DevOps engineer. As I started working there, I got exposed to various DevOps tools. Although I had infrastructure domain expertise, there's so much to learn and grasp in the DevOps world, and I needed some help. So when I started researching online, this Simplilearn's postgraduate course in DevOps in collaboration with Caltech CDN caught my attention. Caltech is a well-reputed institution. The curriculum was well-structured, well-designed, and it offered exactly what I was looking for. It turned out to be one of the best decisions to pursue this course. My DevOps fundamentals are strong, and my LinkedIn profile is catching a lot of attention amongst the recruiters. Also, I'm taking up new important assignments in my role and at my company because now I need Docker and Kubernetes. The course was online, and all the instructor-led sessions and the labs were over the weekends, lasted for almost 4 hours. The instructors were knowledgeable and were from industry backgrounds, and that made sessions very interesting. They also shared all their experiences. This is a great online platform for IT professionals. I think learning should never stop, and one must simply learn.
Agree with that. Learning should never stop, and one should, simply learn. So moving on to the slide back. I'm just quickly going to the slide back for you. So that was a testimonial from our alumni himself. So Milind Bhakare. Moving on to the Simplilearn's career access services, which we provide, which help you with your job search. So the first one here is for US learners. We have partnered with the Talent Link here, where we help you with I see one comment on the chat here that it was brilliant and very encouraging, the alumni testimonials. Thank you so much. So talking about the career access services, you get access to the job portal here, a Resume Rabbit, which has a wide employer network. It has a verified job search framework to provide you unique jobs, and also it highlights your profile as well through the career access services we have provide with partnership with Talenting. Also, there's a resume review and rewrite service as well. Once you're done with the program, you get to basically, interact with a writer who will basically collaborate with you one-on-one. I think the draft will be provided within a week or so, and it will be delivered to you. Usually, like it takes 5 to 7 days, and it has 2 rounds of revisions as well. It also depends on the kind of job skill or the job role you're applying for. So they basically help you with the resume making accordingly. And also, after that, you get one-on-one interview service as well. Here, an SME practitioner is assigned to you, who actually helps you prepare for the role based on a skill set or a particular role you're applying for. It can be any role when it comes to DevOps engineer, lead DevOps engineer, taking a project in that particular field, or can be a diverse roles as well. You get continuous feedback here as well from the SME, and we have this in partnership with Top Interview here. Also, Simplilearn's job assist program, which helps you with your job search. Now, this is for Indian learners. We have this in partnership with IM Jobs, where you get a pro membership for 6 months for free. And similarly, you get resume building assistance to create a powerful resume. And also, you get a spotlight on IM Jobs with a wide employer network for highlighting your profiles to potential recruiters. So these are the job assist and career assist services we provide through Simplilearn once you're done with the program. We do have some very interesting questions in the Q&A box. We'll be taking those pretty soon. But before that, let me just summarize it for you because we have covered a lot of things here. So at the end of it all, you'll be getting a Caltech CTME postgraduate certification, which you can see on the screen here. I'll be showcasing you the syllabus and the program page as well for your reference later. I'll be sharing that link shortly, and also show you how exactly the program page looks like, what are the things we have covered for you in case you want to check it out for your own self. Also, the program performance report for the entire learning path, you'll be getting that. You'll be receiving up to 25 CUs from Caltech CTME, that is equivalent to 250 hours of learning, and also 40 plus in-demand skills and 15 plus tools. We have covered a few of them just to showcase you the importance of them, how exactly they work, how exactly are they important, how exactly are they taught, and also 20 plus real life projects, industry-based projects which we have talked about, in detail on integrate labs and capstone projects in 3 different domains you can choose from. Also, we get to be a part of the Caltech CTMA Circle membership. Here, obviously, this program is a global program, so the Circle membership will be a part of, will be a diverse group of people, so that makes it very interesting. And also an online convocation by Caltech CTMA program director. So here in this online convocation, which is rare, like you can not only invite your closest friends or family, you can also invite your far friends or relatives as well to attend the online convocation with you. So that makes it very special when you have your, close ones around you. So let me just quickly share the link towards the program with you. And I see a lot of questions about the program. I'll be sharing that, folks, in the upcoming slide. So I see a lot of questions about that. And this is a really good time. In case you have any questions, we have few minutes to address them. So we will do that. And now let me just open the program page for you. I'll just go towards the program page. So yeah, this is the program page. And this is for Caltech Center of Technology Management Education, California Institute of Technology. This is the postgraduate program, which we just covered in DevOps. It is in collaboration with IBM. Duration is 9 months. Learning format is online bootcamp. And as you can see, how is the world's #1 online bootcamp here? We have some good amazing ratings here. Why join this program? Growth stories, which we have talked about. Also, the key features of the program. Also, the certificate, which I've shown you how it looks like. You'll be getting this certificate from Caltech. It will be certified to you, and it will be for the postgraduate program in DevOps. And you'll see the accreditation from Simplilearn as well, and our founder as well, and also the program director, Rick Hefner, which I've shared with you earlier. And then the learning path here, and also quickly the skills covered, also the tools covered in the program. We have covered industry-based projects and a learning support, which is available 24/7 in the learning environment, which we have shared. And again, like program advisors who, make sure that Simplilearn is delivering as per standards of the program. So yeah, so these are the things, details, you can check it out for yourself. I'm sharing that link towards, on the chat here with you as well. And moving back to the slide here. So we would love to know your interest in enrollment. And our speaker has already started answering your questions there. So please go and look out for in the Q&A box. So we would love to know, are you interested in enrolling in the Caltech CTMA's postgraduate program in DevOps? Here, by responding as yes once I launch the poll, you will be sharing your interest towards enrollment, and learning consultants from Simplilearn will be reaching out to you and helping you out enroll into the program. I'll be sharing the enrollment steps after this, like, what are the enrollment steps they'll be sharing, what is the program fee for your own region, and also when is the next immediate upcoming cohort. So we have gotten a few questions about, we would want to join the immediate cohort. So I'll be sharing that as well. So yeah, I'm launching this poll, and please go ahead and share your interest towards enrollment into the Caltech CTMA postgraduate program in DevOps by responding as yes. And in case you have any queries, you can feel free to drop your queries in the Q&A box. Our expert, Dr. Purushottam, has already started addressing your queries in the Q&A box already. We'll be talking more about that. Maybe Dr. Purushottam, the questions you have already answered, maybe can you summarize it while they are responding for the poll? We have some.
Sure. I'll just summarize it. Yeah, just a second.
Sure. We'll give this poll 15 seconds.
Yeah.
I see that you have already started voting. Meanwhile, Dr. Purushottam can address a few of the queries he has already answered.
Yeah, I've almost answered all the queries here. So, see, basically, one of the query was in the current market condition where there is a Gen AI is the buzzword everywhere, and all big companies are only offering smart packages for generative AI skills. Where do we see DevOps future 5 years down the line? So see, it is definitely, it definitely has a huge scope. Okay, DevOps has. So companies might want DevOps guys who knows everything, and that's where SRE jobs are going. Okay, so yeah, that is something that I would like to answer to your question. Then another person is asking, I think Mackenzie, between Terraform and Bicep, which is more preferable for configuration. So see, Bicep, I would say, is Azure specific, and it is not designed to work with other cloud services. Okay, so if your goal is to automate deployments to any of the other cloud environments also, or hybrid cloud environments, then Terraform is likely the better option for the virtualized environments. Okay, so it depends on, like, some organizations use Terraform, some use Biceps. Okay, so that is there. And yes, then there was a follow-up question which I have not yet answered. So the follow-up question from you was that if it's for multi-cloud, it makes more sense to use Terraform, right? But if the need arises, how do one migrate from Bicep to Terraform? Okay, so let me tell you, it is not possible to migrate from Bicep to Terraform. So you need to rewrite the code, as both of the languages are different. Okay, so then it is not possible to migrate. So you will have to rewrite the code. Okay, as both the languages are different. Yeah, that's the answer to your question that way. And yeah, that follow-up question. Then can I take this DevOps track plus AWS cloud? Yes, for sure. It's quite beneficial, I would say, because see, DevOps things you can do it with open source tools also that you have in the on-premises. Plus you can do it with the cloud tools, because cloud is in thing. And then when we talk about cloud, so DevOps you want it in cloud also. So AWS is the market leader in cloud, and then when you are in AWS and you want to use DevOps tools there, so yes, of course, it is very much required. And like you have GitHub here, you have code commit there, like you have Jenkins here, you have code build there. Okay, so yeah, you set up your CI/CD pipeline in AWS also with DevOps tools. So it is quite useful. Yes. And then see, there's one more question. I hope, Rasha, I can take this up.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So, is it hard to learn DevOps engineering without prior knowledge? I'm a web developer and I don't know if it's possible to change career. So, see, I would say consistency is the key to success in DevOps, and there are so many tools and techniques. So, as long as you don't leave learning, I would say it goes a long way in helping you to succeed in your career. So my answer would be yes, of course you can, but then continuous learning is something that you have to go with, right? So yes, then you can always do it. Then Donald asking, what's the difference between DevOps versus quality assurance engineer? So see, DevOps and quality or the QA engineers play different roles in software development. Okay, so DevOps engineers, their focus is on integrating development and operations teams to improve collaboration and productivity, automates process for software delivery, deployment, and infrastructure management. They also ensure continuous integration and continuous delivery pipelines are efficient and reliable, works with tools like Docker, Kubernetes, Jenkins, the DevOps tools, and configuration management systems. Okay. Whereas quality assurance engineers, they focus on ensuring the quality and reliability of software products, designs and executes test cases to identify bugs and issues in software applications. And they collaborate with development teams to identify areas for improvement in software design and functionality, works with testing frameworks, bug tracking systems, and often uses automation tools for testing. While see, both roles are essential for delivering high quality software, a DevOps engineer focuses more on automation, infrastructure, and collaboration. Okay, between the teams. Okay, so yeah, that's what is there. Whereas a quality QA engineer focuses on testing and ensuring the quality of the software product. Okay. Then there is one more question which I have not answered. Are there any examinations or any grading structure? So no, that is not there, right? So yes, I think I've answered it, everything here, right?
Thank you so much, Dr.
Yeah,
Purushottam, for
sorry.
taking up.
Yeah, sorry,
lot
just
of
one
the-
last. Is it right to learn Docker and Kubernetes first while starting with DevOps? No, it like, I mean, not right, but then you start with what is DevOps and stuff, and then the Docker and Kubernetes comes into picture, right? Yeah. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Dr. Purushottam, for answering a lot of these queries and addressing them from by attendees. So we had extended the poll on demand. So last
Sorry
5
for that.
seconds for the poll here. So would you like to enroll into the Caltech CDME's postgraduate program in DevOps? You can select option is yes, which is launched right now, and you can share your interest towards enrollment with that. So last 5 seconds, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let me end the poll. And thank you so much. I think we saw a lot of interest towards enrollment. That's great. And I hope we are able to answer, all of your queries here. This is, we have extended the session by a few minutes. So I'll just quickly cover the enrollment steps here. So enrollment steps are very simple and easy. In case even now, if you have any questions, please, you can put down your questions in the Q&A box. We can extend it for like few more minutes, if the time allows. So 3 simple easy steps you'll have to follow. You have to submit an application to us at askus@simplilearn.net. And the step 2 will be application review, where we'll be reviewing, Caltech will be reviewing your qualifications and eligibility and criteria, which you'll be sharing with us, and all the details. And based on that, we'll be getting admissions offer from Simplilearn's learning consultants. So these are the 3 simple, easy steps. Either you can, use the link which I've shared with you on the chat and enroll yourself by sharing details, or you can wait for the learning consultants from Simplilearn who will be reaching out to you as well, and they will take you through these simple, easy steps as well. So you are aware, of what's going to happen. Now, when is the next immediate cohort? So the introductory session for the next immediate cohort is happening on 19th April, and the cohort is starting on 20th April. This is the next immediate one, which if you want to join immediately, you can choose that one. If you are looking for alternative options, that is not an issue. You can let the learning consultant know, and they will help you with, alternate upcoming cohort options you can take up as per the planning you might have. And the program fee here is for candidates outside of India is 4,849 USD dollars. And for Indian candidates, the fee here is 1,33,000 INR, including GST. And in case we have very limited seats per cohort in order to make sure that you're getting all the attention that is required when taking this program. So if you're looking for taking up this particular cohort, this is already filled, but we do have few seats left, so you can check out this particular cohort, or you can avail for the next upcoming one as per your, commitments and availability. And also, even after this webinar, if you have any questions, you can reach out to us at askus@simplilearn.net. I'll share that email ID in the chat as well. You can make a note of it, and please don't worry, you can reach out to us even after this webinar. Now, moving on to the Q&A part. I think we have managed to address a lot of these queries, and we have extended the time a bit as well just to address the queries. Let's see, like, if you have any more new questions. Okay, awesome. I think we have answered all the questions here, right, Dr. Purushottam?
Yeah, I think yes. Answered all.
Just browsing through the questions here. Please go and check out the Q&A box. Like our speaker has, answered your queries in detail. Please do check out your questions there. I see Donald V says thank you on the chat for answering his questions, Dr. Purushottam.
Thank
I
you.
think you have given a detailed explanation for him. So I think we have addressed all of these queries. So we'll be moving towards the end of the session. We have extended the session by a few minutes just to address, as many queries as possible. And we would love to know, how did you like the session? So now for folks who want the webinar certificate, now I'll be ending this session on Zoom, and you will get a pop-up on Zoom which says post-webinar survey, and it will have 3 simple, easy, quick questions. And in that, one of the questions will be the full name which we want to see on the webinar certificate. So we'll need that data from you. And because a lot of times the email IDs do not make sense, right? What exactly your full name is. So you would like to personalize it for you and send it to you. So please do that. I'll end the session and the pop-up will happen immediately. Just fill that. And also, if you have any suggestions of, what would you want to see in these webinars, how we can make it better for you, what exactly are you looking for? Please do mention that as well, because we'd love to know what you are looking for, and, provide you a much more valuable session here. And would like to thank our expert speaker here, Dr. Purushottam. Dr. Purushottam, thank you so much for taking this time out for this free program review and taking us to a detailed explanation of this postgraduate program in DevOps by Caltech. From the interest, I think we saw towards enrollment, I think we'll be seeing a lot of you in the upcoming cohorts. But would you like to see something to the folks here before we end the session?
Yeah, so it was nice to be here, and I thank you, Rasha, for inviting me to this great session. And thank you all, guys. It was nice to be with you and nice to have you all here. And thanks a lot for listening to me. I would say you that Simplilearn is one of the very nice platform to join this course and all other courses also, because we as trainers get a good amount of time to actually showcase our knowledge, and then to have a better experience for our learners with the hands-on stuff, the industry grade projects that we do and take up here. Yeah, so feel good about joining the program with Simplilearn. And yeah, thank you, Rasha, for inviting me.
Thank you so much, Dr. Purushottam. I have shared a link towards all these webinars we do throughout the month, and there are some interesting ones. You will be seeing Dr. Purushottam and a lot of them as well. He takes a lot of interesting sessions, learning sessions as well. So you can check out the link which I've shared for the live master classes in case you want to go and explore more categories. And also, I'm just sharing the program link once again with you, and also the email ID which you can reach out to us even after this program in case you have any queries, which I've mentioned earlier. Ask us at simplilearn.net. Thank you so much. I see a lot of thank yous from the folks here for Dr. Purushottam. Thank you so much once again, and we'll be ending the session. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.